that the Democratic Party itself gave thousands of individuals and multiple large companies complete access to the NSA grid. What do you call the intel I got from Dr. Corsi? What do you say about that? There is a civil war going on inside the United States. And InfoWars is set to break news bigger than the Watergate scandal next Tuesday. Or InfoWars reporter doesn't fear for his life. He just said, you know, Alex, this is the most dangerous thing I've ever done. You need to know what you're doing is dangerous. And I can't tell you everything, but you need to understand the Democrats wanted folks to know they killed Seth Rich. And they're going to make their move on Trump very, very soon, and Trump knows it. And we now understand exactly why, because they were on the Russian payroll and the Chinese payroll, even worse. They knew Trump was planning to go after him for it. They knew the intelligence agencies were very upset about how sold out we'd become. And they know that Obama was spying on hundreds of thousands of Americans specifically, not just thousands, for political control, and had given Democratic Party companies and organizations and groups access to the NSA. Now, you notice that's already come out that Obama was spying on people for political control. Totally illegal. But Trump has the proof as POTUS that they're on the Russian and Chinese payroll and that they were spying on everybody, and that's why they're so scared of Trump and trying to keep him, like their lives depend on it, from getting his people, his appointees, into the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth places. The reason they're rebelling so hard is as a rogue government, they were doing whatever they wanted to do. So what do I call that segment earlier where I was breaking all this down? We take these segments and post them on the internet, obviously, for other people to see them. Then we should take a clip right now where I describe it, then we cut to 8 after start of the hour and put that out as a video. And how do you crystallize the magnitude of this? Trump has discovered deep state's plans to overthrow America. Trump has discovered deep state's crimes. Trump has discovered why the deep state is so desperate to stop him. And they're so desperate because the crimes are 50 times anything Trump could have ever imagined. Total, lawless, wild-eyed, abandoned evil. With the CIA director saying, you watch your mouth, to the president 2 days before he's inaugurated. And all these different Comey acolytes saying, you better be scared of Comey. Comey thinks Trump was scared of him. We're going to get you. And then they put these guys on TV, and they look like the biggest wimp beta males I've ever seen. But there's something about betas in a man's world that have never been slapped down. They're some of the most dangerous people out there. Because a real alpha's been hurt. A real lion's been through a bunch of fights and knows no matter how tough you think you are, on any given Sunday, you can get your ass run over. And that's the point we've reached here with a bunch of crazies who know they've committed incredible crimes, and they know that Trump really is trying to drain the swamp, and if they drain that sucker, they know they're all going to prison. Because a bunch of them are child molesters, a bunch of them are child killers, a bunch of them are sold out to foreign governments, the Muslims, the corrupt Catholic Church at the top, communist China. I mean, this is a group of sellout trash who were hell-bent to bankrupt the country and get us dumbed down to protect themselves from all the crimes they'd committed. And now Trump knows why they want to take him out. Now Trump knows what's at the bottom of the swamp. Now Trump knows. Last week, Dr. Jerome Corsi began to write reports for Infowars.com about a strategy for the White House to create a war room and a battle strategy to counter the lies and disinformation claiming that President Donald J. Trump is manipulated and controlled by the Russians. Now, obviously, You can put two and two together now when the White House came out today and announced the plans to form a 24/7 war room to counter the Democratic Party's lies in real time. Now, our D.C. bureau chief, with offices and crew that he's hiring, with White House press passes, contacted me this morning as he was going into a very important meeting to say that if he gets killed anytime before next Tuesday, when he has been authorized to release information on this broadcast, that I am to contact a certain U.S. representative in the Capitol. And I'll leave it there. And these are real conversations. I'm in a real spy movie here. So are you. This country is in a civil war and in deep crisis. And it upsets me with the American people, with all you've seen come out and all the criminality of the Democrats, to not understand how much trouble we're in and how serious this is. Now, I am at liberty to give you 2 of the 4 points that Corsi will break here next Tuesday. He's ready Monday, but that's a holiday. We may go ahead and publish his reports Monday, but then have him on Tuesday. And quite frankly, things are moving so quickly, you may see me do a special broadcast tonight, tomorrow, during the weekend, because I'm not at liberty to get into all the stuff happening behind the scenes. But the Democrats wanted other Democrats and others to know that Seth Rich had been executed. The news wanted it to come out that none of his stuff was stolen. You know, the D.C. police was appointed by Obama. They let the anarchists and Antifa and communists and Black Lives Matter beat up tens of thousands of people, including children and women, trying to go in to the convention or trying to go into the inauguration. So the sky's the limit with these people, and he's got major confirmed intel on Seth Rich. This is high level, not just out of the White House, not just out of the FBI, not just out of Congress, not just out of the local police. I mean, he's got it. And that's why you see the big official Democratic Party PR machine out there from day one. And Sean Hannity being attacked and losing sponsors, and they're talking about taking him off air right now, even if it kills Fox News, which has gone from #1 in the ratings to #2. They want to kill Fox News. I told you that back in the convention in July, there was a plan to take it out. They meant to already have Hillary in and already be converting everything and already be shutting us down. But it didn't happen, so now there's a civil war. We didn't win when Trump got in. We just bought time and have an emergency beachhead. I mean, this is getting bad, ladies and gentlemen, where they're pulling Sean Hannity off the air just to send a message. People say, oh, well, Sean Hannity's not perfect. Nobody's perfect, but he's not out to get the country. Limbaugh's not out to get the country. I'm not out to get the country. Matt Drudge isn't out to get the country. Donald Trump's not out to get the country. We believe in free market, Second Amendment, religious freedom, true liberalism. We're under attack. Because we're Americans, because we're loyal, because we're good. So, everything Hannity's going through, we're going through. And that's why I ask our affiliates to stay with us and to support us. That's why I ask our listeners more than ever to contact your local affiliates and thank them, and to become a sponsor or support their sponsors and send them $100, $1,000. It's all about money. The globalists are coming in, trying to shut these stations down, trying to get their advertisers, or flat out offering them big money to take us off the air. Do you understand that if they succeed in this, the sky's the limit? They're making their move on us right now, and that's on you. And I don't say that like it's just some solidarity term. They're making their move, and if they can shut InfoWars down, if they can shut down all of the independent conservative media and libertarian media, they're then going after your pension funds. They've announced bail-ins to start taking part of your bank account away. I mean, folks, they want authoritarianism for a big, big reason. And it's our own police and military who've been prepared for the next phase that actually blew the whistle and said no to Hillary and helped get the intel to the American people. So let me give you the big news here that I'm allowed to give you. And this has already been confirmed, but Trump has total proof. And has been sitting on it because it gives out national security information. But he's the president. He's allowed to declassify. He has total proof that the Democratic Party itself gave thousands of individuals and multiple large companies complete access to the NSA grid to spy on hundreds of thousands of Americans, not thousands, during the election for political control. And that foreign nationals were allowed access and were allowed to penetrate and to even put in hubs, control hubs, into Congress and into the systems, bypassing the firewalls, and then transferring the data out of the country. I mean, you talk about treason. The Office of Personnel Management hack was part of a deliberate operation to basically sell us out to the globalists. That's now coming out. To roll up the good elements of the CIA and China and other areas that were actually fighting communism. You read that in the news, the loyal Chinese patriots that are anti-communist, they're like, it's as if everything we do is known. It's as if that there's Chinese spies inside the highest levels of the CIA. Of course. Your full data has been given to them. You're being tracked in live time. America's been blown wide open. We're sinking. We're in an emergency situation. Why do you think this is happening? The communist Chinese have totally taken over the Democratic Party. This whole Russia thing is a red herring. Russia is only organized to defend itself. It has no offensive capability politically. The claims by Kerry that Russia is taking over, we better learn how to speak Russian, is ridiculous. You see Russians running around? You see the Russians influencing our news? No, it's the communist Chinese, the EU, the communist Pope, the Saudis. And Trump knows that. He's trying to get them out of that alliance with the Chinese right now. This country's in deep trouble. So let me give you the big news. Trump has all the proof that Obama committed massive crimes directly politically, not just against him, not just against other Americans, but against the Congress, against libertarians, against patriots, against libertarian lobbying groups, against gun groups, against churches. The Democrats are so arrogant because massive numbers of them have access to everything now. This is a criminal takeover. Like brown shirts licking their lips in 1932, knowing Herr Hitler's about to get into office. By hook or by crook. Secondarily, Seth Rich was absolutely murdered for political reasons. And Corsi has talked to multiple high-level sources and has the proof, and they know who did it specifically. It's now coming out that Donna Brazile warned off Private Eye on Seth Rich murder. That came out 3 days ago, but that's just a very small piece of this, but it's important from WorldNet Daily. There's a lot coming out, but I'm going to wait till Corsi's ready to drop it. And again, other media is ready to simultaneously publish it if anything happens to us. And then there are other big pieces of data as well. Comey has absolutely been a sworn Democrat on their payroll the whole time. He was intending to try to build some type of fake case against Trump. That information about Comey and the things he did working for big international banks and the Democrats, that's being prepared to be dropped. That's why he's canceled his testimony for now, while more information is given to Mueller, the former FBI director. So there is a huge battle going on right now on that front. And then there's some other points to those points and another point that I'm not at liberty to get into right now at this time, but I will be breaking down.